Well, happy Sunday evening, and welcome to Quick Find History Live, where we do our best to have some fun with history. You can catch us live normally each Sunday, and even sometimes on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific Time. We have a challenging show for you here tonight, with 3 fresh new categories all rolled up into one unique game show. Watch our robots paint, listen to my clues, and you all make your guesses as we will first count down the top 20 method actors of all time. Then test your Olympic knowledge with the top 20 most dominant Olympians ever. And finally, we will learn all about the 20 most advanced cities. Oh, advanced ancient cities, of course. And if y'all stick around, we do have a bonus round available for those hardcore enthusiasts if they're still around later on. Now, please do check in the chat. Say hello and feel free to comment. I see Arena's here. I see Alex is here. Hey, Alex. Hey, Arena. Good to see you guys. If I see a question coming in, I'll do my best to address those as we go. You guys ready to play some robot speed painting? Let's do it. Let's fire up that first round. You know the rules. Robots paint, you guess, and I do give some clues along the way. Now we're going to be doing the top 20, what they call method actors of all time, which really, it's almost the 20 best actors of all time. So here we go. What's up? Number 20. She trained as a child actor before transitioning to indie films. She often portrays emotionally complex women in quiet, naturalistic ways. Now, she starred in a haunting romantic drama opposite Ryan Gosling recently, and she did earn acclaim for a role involving grief and loss in a New England fishing town, which is what is pictured here by the robots. Hey, Ramis, what's going on? Good to see you. We are doing top 20 method actors of all time. She's also known for channeling emotional pain in roles like Blue Valentine and Manchester by the Sea. Yeah, that's this one. Manchester by the Sea. Who is this? She's a great woman actor. Who knows? Emma Stone's a great guess, but it is incorrect. This gal did play Marilyn Monroe as well, if that helps with the clue. And she was born in 1980. That helps. Manchester by the Sea. Did you guys see that film? Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Any guesses? Michelle Williams. That sound familiar? Michelle Williams. Our number 20 top actor. There you go. I think you'll know this next one. This gentleman first gained fame as a child in a Spielberg war drama. Known for drastically changing his physical appearance for roles, he also played a dangerously obsessive Wall Street figure during the early 2000s, excuse me. He took on the cape as Gotham's Dark Knight. That's what's depicted here. Who knows who this is? Top method actors. He famously lost 62 pounds for The Machinist, then bulked up for The Batman Begins. Yeah. Very good. Got Christian Bale, got Machinist. Very good. Christian Bale. Christian Bale. And he's not that old now. He actually once gained over 40 pounds to portray Dick Cheney in the movie Vice. How about that? He was born in 1974. So he's not that old. Christian Bale. There you go. All right, we're down to number 18 and top actor. This gentleman was known for bringing depth to supporting characters early in his career. He played a cult leader with uncanny intensity in a 2012 film. He studied journalism to portray Truman Capote. It took months to emotionally live. He takes months to emotionally live as his characters. There you go. He won an Oscar for his uncanny portrayal of Capote. I've seen him in some really dark ones. The other thing about this guy is people say he looks like me, or I look like him, I guess is more appropriate. Although I would have preferred it. He looks like me. Who knows who this is? Unfortunately, he has passed away fairly recently. Susan! Welcome to the game! Philip Seymour Hoffman. Looks like me, right? He once said the only true currency in this bankrupt world is what you share with someone else when you're uncool. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I think you know this next one. Pretty easy. He grew up in Australia and started in teen comedies. He played a cowboy in a groundbreaking romantic drama, which I did not make it through. I did not make it through that movie. He lived in a hotel room alone to develop one of his most famous characters. Columbus! You are correct. He kept it a disturbing journal in character. So that's what we call method acting. He delivered a chilling performance as the Joker in Dark Knight. Yes, you guys have it. Mr. Heath Ledger. Who knows when Heath passed away? What year did Heath leave us? His Oscar for The Dark Knight was awarded posthumously. Anyway, we are doing the top 20 method actors right now, and that was Mr. Heath Ledger. And Heath Ledger was born in 1979 and passed in 2008. Okay, got a hard one for you. This gentleman was known for his roots in comedy and parody films. He took a dramatic turn in a film about addiction. He immersed himself in the mindset of a traumatized musician. He lived without distractions to embody dramatic roles. Who knows what this is? Any guesses? Started as a comedian, comic actress. Jen's in the house. Jen's in the house. Not Will Smith. Not Will Smith. Shocked audiences with serious performances in Requiem for a Dream and the movie Respect. He stayed in character for months, even off camera, for his serious roles. Who knows what this is? Started as a comedy actor. Yeah. I think Alex has it. Close. We give Alex a little space on the spelling. Who knows who this guy is? Not Stu Lance. No, not Stu Lance. Marlon Wayans. Wayans. W-A-Y-A-N-S. Marlon Wayans. That sound familiar? There you go. Oh, Standing's in the house with the answer. Very good. Next up, I think you know this guy. He's known for his soft-spoken demeanor and intense eyes. He learned multiple languages for various roles. He immersed himself in Ugandan culture. Who's this guy? He adopted an accent and stayed in character off camera. Yeah, Rhombus. Yeah, the method acting. The method acting. These guys were serious. He won an Oscar for playing Idi Amin in The Last King of Scotland. I don't know what The Last King of Scotland has to do with Idi Amin. I guess I might not have seen that movie. Might not. Kick myself. But you're correct. It is Mr. Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker, born in 1961 and still with us today. Very good. He's also a trained opera singer. Now, I bet you didn't know that. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. Was he in Blindside? Might have been. This is Forrest Whitaker. Next up, I think you know this guy too. This gentleman began his career in a teen drama series. He lost 30 pounds for a role as an AIDS patient. I guess that makes sense as a method actor. He stayed in character 24/7, even Offset. He's kind of known as being a psycho. He sent rats and used condoms to castmates while preparing for a comic book role. This is not Tom Hanks. Stewart's in the house, though. Rhombus. Rhombus is on fire. Correct you are. He portrayed the Joker in Suicide Squad and earned acclaim in the Dallas Buyers Club. And he once lived on the streets to prepare for a role. So see, we're doing these method actors. These guys are nuts. They got to get ready for their role. Jared Leto is correct. Jared Leto. Born in 1971 and still with us today. There you go. You guys got it. Very good. All right, this next one is a hot actor these days. And apparently he is also a method actor. He rose to fame through a satirical horror film. He learned hypnosis techniques for a role. He took on roles with deep racial and political themes. Hey, Doctor! Stewart's in the house. Standing. Jason's even in the house. Susan. We got a big crowd. Glad to see everybody. Jan in the house. The gentleman starred in Get Out and Judas and the Black Messiah. All those things. Who knows who this is? I don't see the right answer up there yet. He took on roles with deep... we talked about that. He immersed in isolation to prep for a revolutionary role. Who knows who this is? He's hot right now, too. He's so hot right now. Yeah, I think he was in a Star Wars. I think he was in a Star Wars. Who knows who this is? No guesses, huh? Going once, going twice. This is Daniel Kaluuya. Daniel Kaluuya. Does that sound familiar? Maybe. Anyway, he's a good actor. There you go. These are all good actors and crazy method actors. Now, this guy definitely qualifies. He's known for calm intensity and intelligence in interviews. Okay. He played a dual personality character in a courtroom drama. He physically transformed to portray a white supremacist, which is what you see in the robot stage. He immersed in hate group culture to understand his character. All right. He shined in American History X and The Fight Club. Yeah, Doctor. Doctor's got it. That's right. No, well, Val Kilmer's not a bad guess. But Edward Norton is the correct answer. Edward Norton. He's fluent in Japanese and worked in Japan before acting full-time. Did you know that? Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. Edward Norton, yeah. He is intense. Very intense. A lot of these guys are pretty intense. All right, we're down to number 11. Next. This gentleman was pretty serious about his role. He starved himself and sold all his belongings for a role. Now that's taking a little far, don't you think? He learned to play the piano from scratch. That is dedication. He lived in total isolation to prepare for filming. Who knows who this is? He played a Holocaust survivor in a harrowing World War II drama. There you go. I see the correct answer, and I see the correct movie. And there's the full answer. KH has the full answer. Very good. You guys are all getting it, but KH did have the full answer first. He won an Oscar for The Pianist at age 29, the youngest ever Best Actor winner. And you guys are all correct. It is Mr. Adrian Brody. Adrian with an E. He was born in 1973, so he's not too old yet. Fun fact, he separated from friends and family for months during the filming of The Pianist. Well, yeah, he had to learn piano from scratch. You can't be bothered by friends to do that. Okay. These guys are serious. We're doing the top 20 method actors, and we've done half of them. Now doing the top 10. This guy's definitely a top actor. He's known for meticulous preparation and total immersion. He stayed awake for 72 hours to look authentically exhausted. That would do it. He took physical risks in thrillers to heighten realism. He often isolated himself emotionally during intense shoots. Anybody know who this is yet? This is a young picture of him, just so you know. This is when he's younger. It's not Tom Cruise. Not Tom Cruise. He went full method in a movie called The Marathon Man and Rain Man. Rain Man. So there you go. Standing. I'm still standing. Da, 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 da. That's Elton John, right? I'm still standing. Correct. You are correct. Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman. For Tootsie, He lived as a woman for weeks to understand gender dynamics. There you go. Dedication. Method acting. Who knows when Dustin Hoffman was born? Anybody got a wild guess? A while ago. It is a while ago. Well, I'm going to have to give it to you because we're moving on. 1937. 1937. He's an old guy. All right, here we go. Number 9. She began as a beauty queen before breaking into serious film. She trained with live animals for a comic book sequel. She immersed herself in toxic relationships for period drama roles. There you go. That's dedication. You immerse yourself in toxic relationships. How do you do that exactly? I want to see that. Yeah, you guys have it. Rhombus and Stewart, you guys have. Oh, and Alex too. You guys all had it almost at the same time. You guys all had it. Same time. She let herself experience isolation to develop her characters. And she used method techniques in Batman Returns and Dangerous Liaisons. And yes, indeed, you guys are correct. This is Michelle Pfeiffer. Who knows when Michelle Pfeiffer was born? When was Michelle Pfeiffer was born? I'll give you an extra hint. It's the same year I was born. How's that? She's as old as me. She doesn't look quite as old as me, though, does she? She actually cracked her whip and did her own stunts as the Catwoman. There you go. There you go, Rhombus. You know. 1958. All right, next up, this guy's definitely a method actor. Known for emotional depth and eccentric public appearances. You gotta stay in character. Lost over 50 pounds to match his character's mental decline. He avoided speaking to crew while in character. The method. He often chooses roles with intense psychological strain. He delivered a raw, isolated performance as the Joker. You are correct. I think Rhombus had it incorrectly spelled first. I like it with a W, though. It's more phonetic. More phonetic for sure. Susan Stewart. Everybody's got it. KH. KH, huh? Kayla's in the house. Kayla's in the house. So I gotta see this KH. It's like, what? Who's that? Who's that? It's a dog. That's correct. It's Joaquin Phoenix, of course. He improvised much of his dancing in the Joker based on how he felt in the moment. Yeah, well, I guess he was drinking. That's all I can say. I'm thinking he was drinking. All right. Next method actor is a symbol of youth rebellion. He trained under Lee Strasberg, a key method mentor. He channeled real angst from his personal life into the film. Standing. I'm still standing. He starred in only 3 films before his untimely death, which we have discussed at length. What was the kind of car he died in again, Stuart? He embodied restless youth and rebel without a cause. Rebel without a cause. Correct. And what was his car? What was his car? James Dean is, of course, correct. James Dean was born in 1931 and passed in 1955, and they said he was 25 years old. Oh, no, he was only 24. He died in a car crash at the age of 24, solidifying his status as a legend. And yes, it was a Porsche Spider. Porsche Spider. Or Porsche, whichever way you like to say it. Okay, next up, we've only got 6 more method actors. This guy's definitely a method actor. This picture's going to be a little hard, but I like it. He got his start in sitcoms before a dramatic breakout. He slept in animal carcasses to portray survival. That's dedication. He ate raw liver and braved freezing rivers. Dedicated. He suffered real pain to portray historical figures. That's just weird. Correct. You are correct. I think Stewart had it first. He committed completely in The Revenant and The Aviator. That's right. He was good at both those, right? You guys saw both those, Revenant and The Aviator? Good movies. Good movies. And you are correct. It is Leo DiCaprio. You were all correct. He was born in 1974, so he's a young man. Sorry, I had to do a little room maintenance there. He finally won an Oscar for The Revenant after 6 previous nominations. There you go. You guys do. Titanic forever. Top 5 method actors. She is known as the chameleon of modern acting. I guess that's a compliment. She trained in real skills for roles in violin, Polish, and cooking. She fully immerses herself in dialect and emotion. She seamlessly disappears into characters across genres. Who knows? Well, I think Standing has it, but that's not very good spelling. And Rhombus, that's incorrect. and Kayla, no, not Merrill Lynch. Was that like the AI finishing your statement? Is that the AI finishing for you? Seamlessly disappears into characters. We talked about that. She delivered deeply authentic performances in Sophie's Choice, which is shown here, and a movie called Doubt. She holds the record for most Oscar nominations. Who knows how many Oscar nominations? Who knows how many Oscar nominations Meryl Streep has? Meryl Streep. There she is. You guys got that. Okay, top 4. We're getting down there. Usual suspects. He filed down his teeth for a villain role. That's weird. He gained 60 pounds for one character, and he drove a cab for another. He lives the job, even getting a gun license for a role. He's known for understated but explosive intensity. Not Stallone. He's known. He transformed for Raging Bull, Taxi Driver, and Cape Fear. Stewart. So, yeah, he looks a little young in this picture, huh? This is obviously Taxi Driver, I believe, right? Taxi Driver. He learned to box professionally for over a year to do the part of Raging Bull. And that's what he put the 60 pounds on for. And yes, you are correct. It is Robert De Niro, born in 1943. Robert De Niro. Everybody got that in the end. Although, He often is confused with Al Pacino. Often. But we do still have three people coming. So you never know. Oh, that picture's from Cape Fear. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Thank you for that correction. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. This is one of everybody's favorites. He learned butchery and lived off the land for one role. He stayed in character 24/7, even texting in character. Well, that sounds a little weird. Can't really do a historical character while you're texting, can you? I don't know. He lived in a wheelchair during the entire shoot for another film. Now that would have been a pain. That's taking method too far. That's taking method too far. You are correct. You are correct. One of our favorites, right? He goes years between films due to complete immersion in the film he's working on. He's known for My Left Foot. That's where he stayed in the wheelchair all year. There Will Be Blood. That was a surprising good movie. Did you guys see that? There Will Be Blood. You know which one I'm talking about? Good movie. And Lincoln. Lincoln was pretty obvious, right? He's the only man to win 3 Best Actor Oscars. Wow. Did you know that? Only man. Yes, you are all correct. Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel Day-Lewis. And he's actually a year older than me. 1957. There you go. Top 2. We're down to the top 2. This gentleman trained under method pioneer Stanislas. He changed the voice of American acting with his style. That's interesting. He stuffed his cheeks with cotton balls to create a unique voice. He revived method acting in the mainstream during the 1950s. Correct. So, Jan, you actually had it first. Bravo, Stewart, Alex, standing. Everybody's getting it. What do we expect? Started A Streetcar Named Desire and The Godfather. He refused his Oscar for The Godfather in protest of Hollywood's portrayal of Native Americans. Now, didn't he send like a Native American woman to get the award or something? I'm not remembering it. Marlon Brando. 1924 to 2004. That's 2004. He's number 2. Now, our number 1 is still alive, so that's good. Marlon Brando's great in a lot of movies. Apocalypse Now, still my favorite. Still my favorite. Your favorite Dustin Hoffman? Oh, you're trying to guess who number 1 is. Known for intensity and laser focus on character. He studied real mobsters and drug lords for authenticity. He would stay in character for entire production. That's cool. That's method. He crafted legendary roles with obsessive preparation. He starred in The Godfather, Scarface, and Dog Day Afternoon. Everybody knows. Looks like maybe Susan got it first. Maybe so. Susan Ramos, Alex, Standing Stewart. Everybody knows. This was a good movie. Scarface was a classic. It was 1980s, right? 1980. Al Pacino. He originally turned down The Godfather. He originally turned down The Godfather 3 times. They finally said he'd do it. All right, guys. Well, that was pretty fun, I think. partly because all you guys are here tonight. So thank you very much for being here. That was method acting. You guys did good. 90%, I'd say. 90%. All right, let's move on. No grass. Let's play the top 20 most dominant Olympians ever. You, of course, know the rules. The robots do the painting, you do the guessing. I do give some confusing clues along the way. So these might start a little tough because we're talking about the 20th most dominant Olympian ever. So here we go. She competed during the Cold War era for a now defunct country, Soviet Union. She dominated a sport known for young stars and early retirements. She excelled at both team and individual events. Her record stood unbroken until Michael Phelps came along. It's not Nadia, but hang on to that answer. She excelled at both team and individual events. Her record stood unbroken until Phelps, and she won 18 Olympic medals, the most ever by a female athlete. She secretly coached the Soviet team while still competing. Anybody know who this is? This is kind of back in the day. It's not Olga Korbut, so this is back in the day. This lady's name was Larissa Latinina. Larissa Latinina. Does that sound familiar to anybody? I don't know if Arena's in the house, but she probably knows. She'll have to watch on replay. Larissa Latinina, Soviet Union. All right, number 19. I think you guys will know this. The USA guy. He made history in Mexico City. This is where the altitude's real high. He competed in a field event where inches matter. His achievement was called the Leap of the Century, and he set a record that lasted over 2 decades. This is the amazing thing. He shattered the long jump world record in 1968 by over 2 feet. Correct. Let's see. It looks like Stewart got it. Looks like I have to go back and check it out. But yes, it looks like Stewart got it. You remember that, Stewart? I think I remember. I think I was maybe a teenager watching this. I can't remember what year that. 68. So I would have only been 10 years old. But I can't remember it. Wasn't this where the U.S. athletes did their Black Power thing? I think it was. But his record was something else. His jump was so unexpected, officials had trouble measuring it. They didn't have a tape that long. Bob Beeman, USA, won the long jump gold by 2 feet. There you go. All right, number 18. I think you know this guy too. Another Amerikanski. Amerikanets. He had a mustache that became part of his legend. He competed before Phelps. He set world records in every event he swam in at one of the Olympics. Correct. Susan's got it already. Stewart had the tip. He was a star of the 1972 Munich Olympics. and he won 7 gold medals in a single Olympics. His record for most golds in one game stood for over 36 years. So that's not bad. That's what we call dominating your sport at the Olympics. He definitely qualifies at number 18. Mr. Mark Spitz is the correct answer. Amerikanski. Americanic. That's right. At the Munich Olympic Games, 7 gold medals. I can't remember. There was something about him being a dentist or something. I can't remember what story. Maybe he later became a dentist. Not sure. I don't know why that's ringing a bell to me. Maybe he did advertisements for a dental business. Maybe that's what I'm remembering. All right, you know this gal. She debuted on the world stage as a teen in the 1970s. Her score was so perfect, the scoreboard couldn't display it. She's known for her grace and precision on bars and beam. She changed the standards for gymnastics globally. Yes. Looks like standing. Stuart, I think you're correct about Mark stealing my shorts. I usually had those really short ones. Correct. Let's see. First gymnast to ever score a perfect 10 at the Olympics. We all remember that, don't we? And she earned 7 perfect 10s at the 1976. Wow, time flies when you're having fun. And yes, everybody that said Nadia Comaneci of Romania gymnastics. She earned 7 perfect 10s at the 1976 Olympics. Nadia. There you go. Didn't she later have some, I don't know, dating her coach or something? I don't forget what the story was. Some scandal. All right, I'm gonna have to work on the pronunciation of this next one. A hero in his home country, he's known for endurance. He competed in races that test both speed and strategy. He held world records in the 5,000 meter and 10,000 meter simultaneously. He won Olympic golds in both Athens Olympics and the Beijing Olympics. He is known for the most dominant long-distance runners of all times. No, so Usain Bolt is short. He's a sprinter. This guy's not a sprinter. 5,000 meter and 10,000 meter. And pretty dominant, right? 2 different Olympics. He won the gold in all 4 events. I never knew that, but that's pretty dominant. Any guesses? How soon we all forget about such great performances. This guy's name is Kenan Issa Bekele. 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 From Ethiopia. All right, I stumped you. We'll take that. Let's see about the next one. This one's pretty obscure too. She first competed at the Olympics as a teenager, represented both East Germany and unified Germany. She raced on water and won consistently over decades of time. She competed in six different Olympic Games. Well, she must have been an old lady when she competed at the end. She is the most decorated Olympic canoeist with eight gold medals. There she is, holding all her medals. Like she fished them out of the water. Just the name Olga is a good guess. That's a good guess, but incorrect. Incorrect. This is a German, not a Russian. That sounds like a Russian too, Rob. It's not a Russian. This is a German. A German lady. Competed in 6 different Olympics. Won 8 gold medals and a bunch of silvers and bronzes up there too. Fished them all out of the water. Olivia. No, it's not Olivia. Oh, I stumped you again. This is Birgit Fischer. Birgit Fischer. Look it up. Google that. All right. You might know this next lady. American. You know, she did some commercials and stuff afterwards. She grew up in East St. Louis and became a collegiate star. She dominated multiple events, not just one. She excelled in high jump, long jump, and all the sprinting events. She still holds the world heptathlon record, which was set in 1988. So heptathlon, that's what the women did instead of the decathlon. They did 5 events. Five? Is heptathlon 5? I don't know. You tell me. Widely considered the greatest female all-around track athlete ever. And yes, Danny, I guess you had it correct there with only one of the names. And Rob almost has the whole answer correct. Jackie Joyner. And it sounds like Jersey. It sounds like Jersey, but it's not Jersey. Jackie Joyner. Not Jersey. There you go, Rob. Jackie Joyner Kersey. There you go. She also played professional basketball briefly. Yeah, she was quite the athlete. There you go. All right, this guy's interesting. Number 13, dominated. He competed in the early 20th century. So you guys have to go back in time. He wore a stopwatch during races to pace himself. That doesn't sound legal. He's known for calm, tactical running. He earned a certain nickname that we're going to try to get also. So I either need his name or his nickname. He won 9 Olympic gold medals in distance events. So he was a stud. Not Jesse Owens. This guy is not him. Not Jesse Owens. He once won 5 gold medals at a single Olympics in 1924. Not Roger Bannister. Not a bad guess. I'm going to give you the name. His name is Paavo Nurmi, and that's from Finland. Paavo Nurmi. Now, what was his nickname that's well known? His nickname is much more well known than his name, Paavo Nurmi, from Finland. Anybody remember a name relative to running that could be this guy? The Flying Finn. The Flying Finn. I've heard of that. Have you heard of that? I've heard of that. All right. Well, that was kind of fun. Next up. I know we're going through a little hard patch. It'll get easier again. A little hard patch. We got to have a hard patch. She represented a nation that no longer exists. Okay. She was known for her powerful and efficient strokes. She competed in Seoul in 1988. She won every race she entered that Olympic Games. She's the first woman to win 6 gold medals in a single Olympics. Yes, Roger Bannister was cool. What was that movie? Chariots of the Gods, or something like that. That was kind of about that, right? Yeah. Oh, did you have that one, Doctor? I see. I see you have the answer up there. Maybe it was just a delay. Who knows who this lady is? She won. She won. I think she was. I don't know if she was. She wasn't a swimmer. She was a rower, I think. She won 6 gold medals at a single Olympics. She's from Germany. And we're going through the hard patch. We're going through the hard patch. This is Kristen Otto. Kristen Otto from East Germany. She won 6 golds. There you go. All right, you know this guy. He is celebrated with a lightning bolt pose, which we didn't depict here. Famous for a mid-race smile. He smiles in the middle of the race. He holds Olympic records no one has come close to. He dominated both the 100-meter and the 200-meter for years upon years. Yes, correct. You guys all know this one. Pretty good, everybody. Rob might have had it first, but spelled very poorly. Oh, wait, he corrected it. And Standing has it, and Doctor has it, and Stewart has it. He started out as a cricket player. Did you know that? Learn something every day on Quick Bite. And you guys are all correct. Mr. Usain Bolt from Jamaica. Jamaica man. He's from Jamaica man. Yeah, he's a fast dude. No doubt. The lightning bolt pose. You guys familiar with the lightning bolt pose? The lightning bolt pose. All right, let's do the top 10. In theory, these are easier, but you never know. You never know. You know, this guy, people forget him, but they shouldn't. He's known for an unusual, upright, sprinting form. He wore golden shoes in his most famous race. And he revolutionized the 200-meter and 400-meter sprints. He set Olympic records that stood for decades, and he won 4 Olympic golds and became a sprinting legend. Anybody remember who this is? No, but hang on to that. Hang on to that answer, Stuart. Hang on to that. And Doctor has it. The doctor makes a call. Doctor makes a house call. He was the first man to win both the 200-meter and 400-meter at the same Olympics. And you are correct. It is Mr. Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson, USA Track and Field. There you go. And it was cool that he was, all happy with the flag and stuff after all the bad stuff that happened in '68, right? So that was cool. Michael Johnson. 4 gold medals. Yeah, Doctor made a house call. I thought that one might be a little hard. Not that the East German women canoers weren't hard. I think you guys know this guy. He is nicknamed the Flying Tomato, which I have never heard that. He won his first Olympic gold at the age of 19. He's known for pulling off the double McTwist. The double McTwist. He transcended winter sports into pop culture fame. He won 3 Olympic gold medals in the half pipe. And the doctor is Mr. Olympics. Correct. He also had a pro skateboarding career and was mentioned by Tony Hawk. Oh, mentored. Excuse me, not just mentioned. He was mentored by Tony Hawk. And yes, everybody's getting it now, but looks like the doctor probably had it first. The Flying Tomato. Double McTwist. There you go. Shaun White. Shaun White from the good old USA. There he is. He's number 9. Is there a movie of Shaun White? That sounds cool. Okay, we're down to number 8. She is famous for long fingernails and flashy outfits. And I do kind of remember that now. She combined fashion with record-breaking speed. Her nickname is fairly well known. I'll let you guys guess her nickname too. She set unbroken world records in the 100 meter and 200 meter. So they're still unbroken, I guess. She won 3 Olympic golds in 1988. And there you go. You've got her nickname, and Stuart has her full name. Stuart Slater this time. And Flojo is indeed her nickname. So good job on that. Her 100 meter record breaking time of 10.49 seconds still stands. Today. There you go. Flojo. I don't know why she's sitting on the ground there in that picture, but oh, she's doing something with her nails. I do remember the nail thing. You remember the weirdest things. Oh, Flojo. There you go. Everybody got it. Almost everybody got it. All right, number 7. Olympic domination is our category. And this gentleman dominated both sprinting and long jump events. He competed in 4 different Olympic Games. He is known for consistency and athletic elegance. Like that. I guess he did have a style, right? He faced tough competition, but rarely lost. He won 9 Olympic gold medals, including 4 in long jump. I guess you would say that's some domination. Correct. Let's see. Who's got it first? I guess we'll give that to Stuart. Yes, Doctor right behind. And standing. I'm still standing. He was undefeated in the long jump for over a decade. Nobody beat him for 10 years. Running. Wow. Pretty good. Carl Lewis is, of course, correct. USA track and field. Mr. Carl Lewis. All right, we're down to number 6. Can hardly wait. Anticipation. This gentleman is known as the Baltimore Bullet, which I did not know that. And he eats around 12,000 calories a day during training. Can you imagine eating 12,000 calories in a day? I cannot. His dolphin kick is considered unmatched. Dolphin kick. He competed in 5 different Olympic Games. And he does hold the all-time record with 28 Olympic medals, including 23 gold medals, the all-time Olympic domination champion. But only number 6 on our list. correct. I think Stuart, I think you had it first. Stuart, stand in, doctor. Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps, USA. If Phelps were a country, he'd rank in the top 40 for Olympic golds. He's the top 40 country himself of all time. That's a lot of gold medals. 23 gold medals. Wow. Wow. Michael Phelps. He had some scandal too. I don't know. Do you think he smoked marijuana or something? That doesn't sound that bad. Oh, maybe he did something else. Not familiar. She dominates freestyle events from 200 meters to 1,500 meters. She broke a world record in her first Olympic final at the age of 15. Age of 15. That sounds unique. She trains with male swimmers to match their pace. She gets some muscles in this picture. She has a powerful and consistent stroke rhythm. She holds 7 Olympic gold medals and multiple world records. Correct standing. Yes, you remember her last name. It's hard to spell. Actually, it's easy to spell. It's just like it sounds. Her last name is just like it sounds. Anybody remember her last name? She often wins races by several body lengths. Rare in elite swimming. Domination. Miss Katie Ledecky. 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 Katie Ledecky from the USA. USA's got some swimmers. These Germans used to have some swimmers, but turns out they were all taking heavy-duty steroids, right? Those East Germans. All right, number 4. She is known for moves so difficult they're named after her. She competes with unmatched power and precision. She has redefined what's possible in women's gymnastics. She prioritizes mental health on the world stage. Correct. Standing, I think, got this one. You are correct. She has 7 Olympic medals and is considered the most dominant gymnast ever. Huh. Really? Well, that's cool. The little gymnast who just won the gold medal. There you go. She's the only female gymnast to land a Yurkachenko double pike in competition. Did you know that? She landed a Yurkachenko double pike. Simone Biles is, of course, the correct answer from the USA. Okay, let's do the top 3. And number 3 and number 2 are surprising. Good luck. You know your speed skaters? She represents a small country that dominates on ice. She skated to Olympic gold over a span of 16 years. She has won medals in both short and long distance events. She is known for her clutch performances under pressure. She is the only Olympian to win gold at 5 different Olympics. There you go. Everybody's got something. Everybody's got something going for them. Fanny somebody. No, it's not Fanny. No Fanny. Although speed skaters probably have a pretty strong fanny. Benny Schmeller. Schmeller. That'd be more German. Schmeller. This is Dutch. Netherlands. There's your clue. She's the most decorated Olympic speed skater ever. And her name is Irene Wust. Wust. Irene Wust. I think I got that right. That was a little obscure for number 3. Here's number 2. So let's stay obscure, but he is dominant. He excels in a sport combining skiing and rifle shooting. I love that sport. Nicknamed the King of the Biathlon. He competes with icy nerves and tactical genius. So, if you were to Google that real quickly, the King of the Biathlon, you'd probably get it. He's known for longevity and consistency. He is the most decorated Winter Olympian with 13 medals, including 8 gold medals. So he is dominant. And longevity. 13 total medals, including 8 golds. He even competed in summer biathlon events for fun. And he won those 2. Anybody remember the guy? You're not going to remember his name. How about the country he's from? What does he look like? What country does he look like he's from? Where they ski and shoot. This is Ole Einar Bjorndalen. Bjorndalen from Norway. Ole Einar Bjorndalen from Norway. Biathlete. All right. Now you guys do know this. Number 1 with a bullet. Most dominant Olympian. He competed under intense political pressure. He defied racist ideologies on a global stage. He won over a hostile crowd through sheer talent. He became a symbol of resistance and hope. Correct. I think Stuart got it first. Standing, doctor. He won 4 gold medals at that 1936 Berlin Olympics. There he is. He's like 2 feet above the. What do you call those things? Hurdles. His triumph embarrassed Adolf Hitler and became a turning point in sports and civil rights history. Mr. Jesse Owens, USA. All right, well, I know a few of those were a little obscure. So, hard to know those. Hard to know those unless you are an Olympic geek. If you were an Olympic geek, you might have had them. I don't know, 50-50? 60% maybe? 60-40? All right. Well, so I don't know that it's going to get easier. The only thing that might be easier on the next round is a lot of these ancient cities are places we've been before in different categories. So you might remember them from other games. That's our only hope. We're going to do the top 20 advanced ancient cities. So let me load that up. Okay, well, you know the rules. Robots paint, you guess. I give some clues along the way. I try to be helpful. We're going to do the top 20 most advanced ancient cities. So these are the biggest, baddest cities of the ancient world. And some of them are kind of obscure. So don't beat yourself too badly if you don't get them all. First up, located in southeastern Africa, known for impressive stone ruins. Now these ruins are there, so if you've been there, you might know this one. Southeastern Africa. Its walls were built without mortar, yet still stand today. A center for gold trade at the time and regional power. European explorers were once baffled by its origin. It is the largest ancient city in sub-Saharan Africa. So, sub-Saharan Africa, gold trade. I think we probably had this once before, maybe. Its name inspired the modern country's name. So this city now is the name of the country. Does that help? Guess a country. I like your answer, Doctor. That would have been a good answer. Timbuktu is incorrect, but right idea. Right idea. Right idea. Any other guesses? Going once, going twice. This is called the Great Zimbabwe. Great Zimbabwe, 11th to 15th century. And the country now is obviously Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe. All right, let's go across the world. Number 19. Situated near the Mississippi River. Not very many places that are there. Known for its massive earthen mounds. It had a central plaza and evidence of complex governance. It was larger than London at the time of 1250 CE. This was a bigger city than London in 1250 CE, or AD, I guess. Let's say AD. Now, on the Mississippi River, larger city than London, 1250 CE. There aren't too many places. It is the largest pre-Columbian city north of Mexico. Anybody know? Hey, Alan, what's going on, man? You're in the wrong room. You're in the wrong room for that. You're not going to find that here. You're going to find ancient cities. You're going to find advanced ancient cities here. The Emerald Mound Site. Very good. Very good. This was called Cahokia. That's not familiar to anybody. Anybody. Cahokia. This is on the Mississippi River, and it was all the way from 600 to 1400 AD. Wow. Cahokia. All right, you guys know this next one. We've been here many times. It's a mysterious city of the Indus Valley civilization. It featured grid-like streets and multi-story homes. This is way back, 2500 BC. This is 2500 BC. This is like way back. At one of the world's earliest urban sewage systems. This is the plumbers. That's where they had the good plumbers. No palaces or temples, which was weird for the time, so they think it was a equal society. Doctor, you are correct. It's not perfect spelling, but close enough. We can sound it out. And Rhombus, that's both poor spelling and incorrect. but I like the way it sounds. Chichen Itza. That's phonetic spelling. No palaces or temples, known for its advanced drainage and urban planning. Its name means mounds of the dead. Mohenjo-daro is correct. We've been there many times, and it is all the way back to 2500 BC. There you go. Most advanced cities of the ancient world is our category. Number 17. Now, I want to go down to these. This is even older. This is 2600 BC, and it is one of the oldest cities in the Americas. They built pyramids thousands of years before the Inca. These people were here thousands of years before Incas. Had a planned city layout, and they had musical instruments. I don't know how they know that, but they seem to know that. No evidence of warfare or fortifications. No war. That's because they were in South America. Nobody there. Ancient and peaceful city with monumental architecture. 2600 BC. So isn't that the same year that they built the Great Pyramid in Giza? Same year as the Great Pyramid in Giza, they were building pyramids in Peru. Now, I don't know. Somebody needs to explain that. Somebody needs to explain that to me. Correct. Stuart got it. Pretty close. It's Caral, C-A-R-A-L, so very close. Close enough to give you credit. Caral is older than the Egyptian pyramids by 100 years. There you go. Caral, Peru. And it still looks like that today. That'd be fun to go see, huh? Yeah, you bet. All right, so this one is an artist's depiction of what it looked like at the time. It is associated with ancient kings and biblical tales. It built one of the seven. It was built, and it was one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. It was home of the Code of Hammurabi. Remember, we've talked about the Code of Hammurabi on another show. A center of Mesopotamian culture and science. This is famous for the Hanging Gardens. Now, who remembers where this is? It's not Alexandria. Oh, I think Doctor has it. He does. Doctor has it. And this ranged from 1800 BC to 539 BC. So there you go. About till the Romans came along. A little before that, I guess. I guess it was Alexander the Great that probably knocked this thing down, right? I can't remember. Something like that. It had a massive ziggurat, possibly linked to the Tower of Babel. Babel? Is that more correct? Babel? Not Babel. Babel? Babylon. All right, number 15. Ancient cities. Remember, this is an ancient city known as Waset in ancient Egyptian times. So if you were around in ancient Egypt, you would have called it Waset. I don't know how that helps. Home to monumental temples along the Nile. So there were a bunch of temples all along the Nile River that were part of this city. It's the burial site for pharaohs. It's where the Valley of Kings is. This is where the Valley of Kings is. That's a good clue. Played a key role in Egypt's Middle and New Kingdoms. It's a religious capital with grand temples like Karnak. Now, who knows the city? Memphis, good guess. Incorrect. This is another Egyptian city. And this city was from 2000 BC to 100 AD. And this is where the Valley of Kings is. This is where a bunch of temples are, like Karnak, which I think this might be part of Karnak, this temple we're seeing here. The famed tomb of King Tutankhamun was found near the city of ancient Egyptian city of Thebes. Thebes. That ring a bell? Thebes. Okay, learn something every day. Quick Bite History Live. Let's jump back down to South America. So let's move up to the 13th to 16th century AD. So this was Incan times. And this was high in the Andes, once considered the center of the world. The city layout mirrored a puma shape. They were into those shapes from the air, right? The stonework was so precise, it survived major earthquakes. Not Machu Picchu. This was the capital of the Incan Empire. Machu Picchu was like a resort. It was like a place to go and hang out in the mountains. This is the capital, known for its sophisticated road network and governance. Rob is correct. Rob is correct. Known for its sophisticated road network and governance, the Inca trail system extended over 25,000 miles, and all roads lead to Cusco, Peru, 13th to 16th century. There you go. I think there's some older ruins there at the bottom, underneath, and they built other stuff on top. You know, like most cities. All right, let's keep going. Ancient cities. Most advanced ancient cities. This is a cool place. It'd be nice to be able to visit this. However, I think it'd be difficult, especially for an Amerikanski. This was founded by Darius the Great. It was built as a ceremonial capital. It was decorated with massive reliefs and columns. And it was burned to the ground by Alexander the Great. A symbol of Persian imperial architecture and power. Correct you are, doctor. The doctor's in the house. This was from 518 BC to 330 BC. So the city wasn't around that long before Alexander burned it to the ground. It did have underground drainage and cooling systems. So good, both plumbing and HVAC, which is nice. A little air conditioning. Persepolis, Iran. Persepolis. Anyway, like I said, looks like a cool place to visit. Maybe. Might not get there. Probably should take it off the bucket list. Next up. Its temple is the largest religious structure in the world. There you go. So the city's temple is the largest religious structure in the world, known for intricate bas-relief carvings. Very intricate. Vast urban complex surrounded by jungle. Its advanced irrigation and reservoir systems. Cool. And we're looking for the city. I'll give you a hint. It's in the country of Cambodia. And the year was 9th to 15th century AD. Its water management was more complex than many modern cities today. Bora Bora is good guess, but incorrect. And okay, so Angkor Wat is more or less correct. Angkor Wat is the name of the temple, and Angkor is the name of the city. So we'll give you credit for that. I'm a giver. Can't say I'm not a giver. We'll give you credit for that. Angkor is correct. Maybe Doctor had it first. If we're trying to find a winner. And I like the emoji, so Rob wins points for the emoji. And here we go. Number 11. A city we've been to a few times. The name means City of the Gods. And it is home to the Pyramid of the Sun and the Moon. It meticulously aligned with celestial events. Its builders remain a mystery, though. I'm not sure about that. One of the largest cities in the ancient Americas. Yes, you are. It looks like you've got it. Looks like maybe Rob has that one. Rob with no emoji. And Mexico is correct, Alex. You are correct. Let's see. It had apartment complexes that housed thousands. Big city. Built by aliens. I think. I'm not sure. Maybe. That's not the category, though. It's just most advanced ancient cities, not most alien constructed. Teotihuacan, Mexico. There you go. We're down to the top 10. 10 more. Halfway home. Now this is the birthplace of many modern political ideas. And it hosted philosophers who we're very familiar with. Socrates, well, who could forget? And Plato. Known for iconic structures on a rocky hilltop. It flourished during the golden age of Pericles. There you go. I think everybody's getting this one. Looks like maybe Rob had it first. Dr. Stewart. Oh, the Parthenon is not correct, though, Stewart. We're looking for the city. You can't even say Acropolis. So the Parthenon is the temple. The Acropolis is the complex around the temple. And Athens is the city. All the way from 5th century BC, so it's an old one. And it's still around today. How about that? Continuously occupied, didn't burn it down, didn't get knocked down an earthquake, tidal wave, comet strike, nothing. It's still here. There you go. Athens. Down to number 9. Another big town that's still around today. It began as a small settlement on 7 hilltops. It built an empire through military might and engineering. It was innovated with aqueducts, roads, and concrete. They had a senate and a legal code that influenced the West. There you go. You got it. All right. You are correct. This is Rome, Italy. And when was Rome founded? Anybody know when would they say that Rome was founded? The ancient world superpower shaping European history. Roman roads stretched over 50,000 miles. Some still in use today. I hope they repave it once in a while. Maybe a seal coat or something, huh? It's something. Some of that like glass street stuff, maybe over the top. Anybody know when Rome was established? Any guesses? It was before they crossed the Rubicon. How about 753? 753 BC. BCE. Well, Stuart, very close. Very good. Good guess. Very close. All right. Let's jump across the Mediterranean. This place was founded by a world-conquering general. We all know who that is. It became a hub for scholars and scientists. It hosted a lighthouse, considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. And it was home to the Great Library of Antiquity. And Stuart had it first. Rhombus has it as well. It is a major Hellenistic city blending Greek, Egyptian, and Roman culture. Yeah, it was big back in Cleopatra's day, right? The Ptolemaic dynasty, which I said correctly that time. Ptolemaic, no, the Ptolemaic. Although I like the Ptolemaic too. It was the world's first truly international city. There you go. That's an interesting fact, right? Alexandria, 331 BC to 642 AD, before it was underwater. There you go. Yeah, good job on the guys that got that one. All right, let's jump across the world. This is located at high altitude near Lake Titicaca. There's a name that rolls right off the tongue. Lake Titicaca. Known for enormous, precisely cut stones. So this has been in some of our shows about unexplained architecture, mysterious constructions. It is aligned with solstices and celestial events. Built sophisticated canals and raised field agriculture. So this was quite the place. Quite the architectural wonder. A spiritual and engineering marvel of the Andes. Anybody got it? Now, I saw an answer that was really close to it earlier. This is in Bolivia, if you need a clue. That's where Lake Titicaca is. It is the marvel of the Andes. Some stones weighed over 100 tons and were transported without wheels. Well, how do they know they didn't have wheels? So that's a good guess. I mean, that's one of the places right near this place for sure. That Pluto Palenque or whatever. This is Tiwanaku, Bolivia. Okay, Tiwanaku. Let's move on. Let's not let the grass grow. Let's go all the way back to 2600 BC, across the world. This is the twin city to another place we've already been to in this round, in the Indus Valley. They used uniform brick sizes and standardized city planning. Crazy. Advanced public sanitation before many others. So they had plumbers here as well. They had no grand palaces or central temples. So they don't think there was like a hierarchical system, like a big old king kind of thing. It was like a egalitarian society. A model of urban design and civil engineering. There you go. Now, what was the other place? Mohenjo-daro, right? So this is the sister city to Mohenjo-daro. Sewer systems in blank rival those of modern cities. So supposedly the sewer system in this city was as good as anything until the 19th century AD. It was 2600 BC. This was Harappa. 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 Let's move on. This is the capital of the first unified Chinese empire. First Chinese empire. And it is home to the Terracotta Army, which you see depicted here. It was laid out with centralized imperial planning. So we're looking for the city where the Terracotta Army lives. It was burned after the fall of the Qin dynasty. Not Beijing. Not Beijing. The political and cultural heart of early imperial China. This is kind of the first capital of China. Let me give you the date. 221 BC. 221 BC. There you go, Stuart. How would we all pronounce that, Stuart? Jianyang. Just Jianyang. How's that? Jianyang. The entire city was designed to reflect the cosmic order and power. There you go. Well, that was hard to pronounce. Let's go to number 4. Let's go back in time. 4,000 BC. 4,000 BC. Possibly the first city, big city, in human history. Birthplace of the epic hero Gilgamesh. This is Gilgamesh's home. Featured massive temples called ziggurats. Rhombus! I didn't know if Rhombus was still here. He ran in with the answer, though. It featured, let's see, early site of writing. Cuneiform tablets are found here. A cradle of civilization and organized government. And you are correct. Uruk. Uruk. How we say that? Uruk. 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 Something like that. It's in Iraq. It's in Iraq. Uruk. Iraq. 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 Scottish or Irish? Scottish? Irish. 4,000. The word Iraq may have been derived from the city Uruk. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Looks like a mound of mud to me. I don't know what you guys think, but the ruins are not that impressive. I guess, 6,000 years will do that to you. Anyway, I think you know this place. It straddles 2 continents. It served as the capital of 2 great empires. It is the home to the Hagia Sophia. Once a church, once a mosque, and now a museum. It survived sieges and transformed over centuries. We're looking for the city, and Columbus again wakes up to get the correct answer. And Stuart has it as well, and I think Alex has it as well. Everybody knows it is a strategic and cultural crossroads for East and West. And this is another one of those ancient cities that is still occupied today and survived the whole time. So all those cities, right? Constantinople, Athens, Rome, were all kind of strategically located, right? And they were on the Mediterranean, so climate change wasn't as bad in those locations because they always had access to water. Anyway, I'm trying to justify why they aren't abandoned like a lot of those other cities. There you go. Istanbul, Constantinople, Turkey. Number 2. Let's go back to China. This city was the starting point of the Silk Road. This is all the way back at 200 BC. It hosted foreign embassies, artists, and scholars. Its city layout inspired future Chinese capitals. Who knows? The city layout inspired future Chinese capitals. I already said that. Advanced water systems, and they were good plumbers too, and cosmopolitan diversity. Yeah, diversity in this city. It's the most important city in the East Asia during the Tang Dynasty. This is the Tang capital, and it's the start of the Silk Road. Who knows what this place is? Anybody? At its peak, it had over 1 million residents, which was unmatched in the ancient world. So it was like the first really megacity. First megacity. The name was Chang'an. Chang'an. Chang tilde an. Chang'an. There you go. Let's go to number 1. Let's go to a place we know. This is hidden in the desert and carved directly into rose-colored cliffs. It mastered water control in an arid climate. Pretty important. It featured rock-cut tombs, temples, and a grand amphitheater. And it served as a major caravan trade hub. So that's why it makes it to this list, right? This is 5th century BC, 500 BC to 400 AD. And it's known for its breathtaking architecture and desert sustainability. Yes, you guys all know this one. Look, Alex got it first. Rhombus. Stuart. Rob. All correct. Its nickname is the Rose City because of its color of stone at sunrise and sunset. Sunrise, sunset. Petra. Petra is probably the city that's made it on more quick bite history lists than any other city. So it has that going for it. All right, we did the most advanced ancient cities. That was fun. You guys were pretty good at those. Pretty darn good. I don't know, you were batting like 80, 90%. Well, that brings it into our regularly scheduled programming. So we could do a bonus round. However, I do have a twist for you tonight. I have a choice. I'm going to give you a choice of bonus rounds if you want one. Okay, Stuart says nothing too obscure. Well, you guys can decide which one you want to do, because they both have a few obscure people and mostly known people. Overall, they're both pretty easy, but they both have some obscure people. So we could either do world explorers, top 20 world explorers, or we could do American gangsters. American gangsters. Now, we've done both of these way back in the day. These are like 4 months ago we did these. So I don't know if you remember them, but we did the top 20 world explorers and we did top 20 American gangsters. So you have your choice. And I'm gonna have to like judge which one is chosen the most. I see a vote for gangsters. You have to vote, because otherwise I'm not gonna know which one to pick. I see a couple votes for gangsters, so gangsters are starting to win out. Do I have any any others for the world explorers? Let's see. Gangsters. Gangsters. I see 2 votes for gangsters. Any others before I go? Your last chance. Speak your. Oh, there's an exploration. Well, okay. Tied to 2-2. It's tied 2-2. 2-2. Do we have anybody else in the room? Oh, yeah. Equally poor either one. I guess we could do both. Okay. Come on, Rumpus. All right. We'll probably do both. Okay, we'll do both. That means we're going to start. Well, you can stick around if you want to. We're going to do World Explorers first because that's the order I got them in. I knew it would turn out like that. Why did I know that? Oh, you know what? I'm going to take a 1-minute break. So I'm going to put a video on and I'm going to be back in 1 minute and we will do 2 bonus rounds. So hang on. Ancient pyramids to towering cathedrals. These legendary architects shaped the world with their groundbreaking designs. Let's count down the 10 greatest visionaries who built history. 10. Filippo Brunelleschi, 1377 to 1446. 9. Andrea Palladio, 1508 to 1580. 8. Christopher Wren, 1632 to 1723. 7. Carl Friedrich Schenkel, 1781 to 1841. 6. Inigo Jones, 1573 to 1652. 5. Vitruvius, circa 80 to 15 before the Common Era. 4. Sinon, circa 1488 to 1588. 3. Leon Battista Alberti, 1404 to 1472. 2. Imhotep, circa 2650 before the Common Era. And number 1, Michelangelo, 1475 to 1564. And I'm back. All right, you guys ready to go? Are you guys taking a break too? All right, here we go. All right, you know the rules, robot fate, you guessed again. Walk away. You're going to go down the world's top 20 world explorers. All right, here we go. Since we don't really know what they look like, you got to go by the clues. He was born in Portugal, but led expeditions for Spain. His famous expedition began with 5 ships. The voyage included the first recorded crossing of the Pacific Ocean. He didn't survive the entire journey. He died in the Philippines. Yeah, that'll happen. His expeditions completed the first circumnavigation of the globe. First circumnavigation. Who's the first circumnavigation of the globe? He died in the Philippines. He didn't make it all the way around. He had 5 ships. Sailed for Portugal. He was born in Portugal, but he sailed for Spain. Anybody remember? Well, so it was Ferdinand Magellan. This is Magellan. First circumnavigation. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. Magellan. Now, keep your answer because I saw the right answer up there. This gentleman was born in Venice, Italy, into a merchant family. His travels lasted over 24 years and took him to the court of Kublai Khan. He wrote a detailed account of his travels in the Travels of... This picture looks like Columbus. That's what's making you guys go for Columbus. But this guy's journey inspired future explorers, including Christopher Columbus. He is one of the earliest Europeans to document life in China. There's the key clue. He spent 24 years in the court of Kublai Khan, and he documented life in China. And Rob has the answer. Rob has the answer. There you go. But it did kind of look like Columbus. I think the robots were trying to mess with you. I think they make all explorers look a little bit like Columbus. Kind of like they make all the pirates look like Johnny Depp. Same idea. Marco Polo is, of course, the right answer. There you go, Marco Polo. All right. Let's shift gears. Number 18. This explorer served as a eunuch admiral under the Ming Dynasty. Not too bad. His fleet of treasure ships was the largest in the world at the time. Treasure ships. His voyages took him as far as Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. He helped to spread Chinese influence and establish trade routes. He had 7 epic voyages across the Indian Ocean. So, we should know who this is, but we don't, because we don't study anything about the East. Let's see. I don't see anybody with the right answer there. I don't see anybody with the right answer. This guy had the big ships. He had the biggest boats. The Chinese had these huge boats way back in the day. Large galleons. This guy's name was Zheng He. Zheng He. Z-H-E-N-G-H-E. Zheng He. Learn something every day. Okay, they're going to get easier. Hopefully. This gentleman started his career as a British Royal Navy captain. He was the first European to chart the eastern coastline of Australia. He made 3 major voyages to the Pacific Ocean. His maps were so accurate, they were used for over a century. There you go. You guys got this one. Looks like maybe Rob got it first. Rob Stewart. Everybody's getting it. He was killed in Hawaii. There's the magic clue, right? He was killed in Hawaii during a skirmish with the locals. Yeah, must have been. They hit him with rocks over the head. James Cook's expeditions contributed greatly to the European knowledge of the Pacific. James Cook, 1728 to 1779. Captain Cook. Yeah, you guys all got it. Rob, Rhombus, Stewart, Standing. Everybody got it. It's not Jackie Chan, though, Alex. That was incorrect. All right, number 16. We're kind of jumping all over the place here, which I like. He was the son of a famous Norse explorer named Eric the Red. This gentleman sailed west from Greenland to explore new lands. His settlement, Vinland, is believed to have been in modern-day Newfoundland. He reached North America nearly 500 years before Columbus. Columbus! Columbus and Rob, you got it too. Very good, very good. A Viking gentleman. I don't know, was he Danish or Swedish? Swedish, I guess. Huh? They didn't have those countries back then. I think he was from Iceland, actually. He is considered the first European to set foot on North American soil. The Jalif Erickson. There he is. Looks like a Viking. Sturdy stock. All right. We're down to number 15. This was a little more obscure. Good luck. He was born in Norway and inspired by polar exploration from a young age. He was part of the first expedition to navigate the Northwest Passage. He beat Robert Scott to become the first person to reach the South Pole. He was the first guy to reach the South Pole. He also made an air expedition over the North Pole. He is the first person to have reached both poles. Let's see. Anybody got the answer? No, nobody's got the answer. I knew it was a little more obscure. I don't know why don't we remember this guy? What's the deal? First guy to reach both poles. He beat Scott to the South Pole. We remember Scott, but we don't remember this guy. What's up with that? This guy's name was Roald Amundsen. 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 Roald. Yeah, there you go. You got it now. You just need a little coaxing. Amundsen's success was due to his careful planning, his use of sled dogs, and knowledge of Inuit survival techniques. There you go. All right, let's move on. Number 14. This gentleman was born in Portugal during the Age of Discovery. His journey was sponsored by King Emmanuel I of Portugal. He was the first European to reach India by sea. So Marco Polo went over land, and Alexander the Great over land. This guy went by sea. His route around Africa opened a vital trade link with Asia. His success cemented Portugal's role as a dominant maritime power. It's not Columbus. This is a Portugal guy. He's the first one to sail around Africa and go to India. Vespucci, it's kind of like, there you go, Stuart. The word with the wind. That is correct. Vasco da Gama. Long time ago. 1500. There you go. All right. I think we'll know this next guy. Number 13. He was born into a noble family in Spain. He initially came to the New World seeking fortune in the Caribbean. He led the expedition that overthrew the Aztec Empire. His forces captured Tenochtitlan, the capital of the Aztec Empire. He is one of the most famous and controversial conquistadors. So who's the guy who beat the Aztecs? Conquistador. Who's the guy? This is the guy from Spain. He's a conquistador. He beat the Aztecs. This is the man. Yeah, there you go. Rombas. He does spell it with an S, however. It has a tilde over the E and an S. And his first name was Hernan Cortez. Cortez, not Cortez. Learn something every day. Good job, Rhombus. You got it. All right, here we go. Number 12. About time for a Brit. He was an English sea captain and privateer. He completed the second person to go all the way around the globe. He was involved in the defeat of the Spanish Armada. He's one of those guys. He was knighted by Queen Elizabeth I aboard his ship, the Golden Hind. His raids on the Spanish ports made him a hero in England, but a villain in Spain. Yes. Yes, I think you all have this. Looks like maybe Stuart got it first. Stuart King is in the house. Welcome, King. King's here for the bonus round with an S. Correct, you are. Promise. Rob. Standing. Sir Francis Drake. I think Stuart had it first. Is correct. All right. Let's go to number 11. He was an English explorer known for his Arctic expeditions. He is another guy that searched for the Northwest Passage. He discovered the river later named after him. I can't tell you the river's name. His crew mutinied and set him adrift in a small boat bomber. He explored parts of modern-day Canada and the northeastern United States. Correct you are. Correct you are. It looks like Rhombus. Rob, Stuart. All correct. What was Mr. Hudson's first name? He explored, Hudson Bay, Hudson Strait, and Hudson River. All named after him. He got to have a lot of things named after him. Now, how does that work out? How do you get something like that? Yeah, a lot of things named after you. Henry is correct. Very good, Doctor. Doctor knows. All right, we're down to the top 10 world explorers. Number 10. This gentleman was born in Florence, Italy, and worked for the Medici family, or Medici, I guess some would say. He made multiple voyages to the New World on behalf of Spain and Portugal. He was one of the first to suggest that lands discovered by Columbus were part of a new continent. They weren't part of China. His letters describing the New World were widely read in Europe. Correct you are, Rob. Correct you are. And here's the giveaway clue. The Americas were named after him. Rhombus with the full correct answer. So we'll give Rob some credit, and then we'll give Rhombus some credit. And Doctor was in the middle there too. Amerigo Vespucci. He got the whole continent, north and south, named after him. How about that? What a guy. There you go. Now, for some reason, I remember that you guys didn't get this next one, whenever it was, 3 or 4 months ago. But let's see if you can get it tonight. He was a Spanish explorer who sailed with Christopher Columbus on his second voyage. He became the first governor of Puerto Rico. He led the first European expedition to Florida. That's the key clue, I think. Oh no, here comes the key clue. He is famous for his quest for the mythical Fountain of Youth. You remember that one? He named Florida, meaning the land of flowers. Florida means the land of flowers in Spanish, I guess. Not Cortez. Cortez is the guy that conquered the Aztecs. This is the Florida guy. King! I don't think King was in the house when we did this round 3 or 4 months ago. Oh, very good, King. King comes through for the team. Juan Ponce de Leon. Ponce de Leon. Fountain of Youth, dude. There you go. All right, Stuart. We're going to hold you to this one. He was a Scottish missionary and explorer of Africa. He sought to find the source of the Nile River. He was the first European to see the Victoria Falls. And he became famous for his phrase, something, I presume, when found by journalist Henry Morton Stanley. He worked tirelessly to end the East African slave trade. Correct you are. I think Stuart got it first, but Dr. quickly behind. And yes, he became famous for the phrase, Dr. Livingston, I presume. Henry Morton Stanley. Yes, his name was David Livingstone. Livingstone, not Stone. Stone. 1813 to 1873. There you go. There he is. African. Livingstone's reports and writings helped open Africa. There you go. All right. Now down to number 7. Across the world. These two were American explorers who led the Corps of Discovery expedition. They were commissioned by President Thomas Jefferson, one of our favorite gentlemen on Quick Bite History Live. They explored the western United States after the Louisiana Purchase. They were guided by, you guys are all correct, Sacagawea. Did I say that right? Sacagawea. 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 A Shoshone woman. Their expedition reached the Pacific Ocean. And yes, you guys know this is Lewis and Clark. Let's see. One of them was Meriwether, right? Meriwether Lewis. And what was Clark? What was Clark's first name? Can't remember. How soon we forget. The Lewis and Clark expedition provided detailed maps and valuable knowledge about the region's geography, flora, and fauna. Captain Meriwether. There you go. Second lieutenant. There you go. Okay. All right, next up. Number 6. He was a Portuguese explorer during the Age of Discovery. He was the first European to sail all around the southern tip of Africa. His voyage opened up the sea route to Asia for Portugal. He named the southern tip of Africa the Cape of Storms, later renamed the Cape of Good Hope. His achievements inspired future explorers like Vasco da Gama. So this guy sounds like he didn't make it all the way to India, but he did make it around the tip of Africa. So there you go. There's the difference. Tortellini. Sounds like something I'd like to eat. That's incorrect. But he has a cool name. So there's that. This gentleman's name was Bartholomew Diaz. Bartholomew Diaz. There you go. Diaz's voyage helped establish Portugal's dominance in the spice trade. Okay, next up. He was born in Genoa, Italy, and later moved to England. He sailed under the English flag and was commissioned by King Henry VII. He explored the North American coast in 1497. So not long after Columbus at all. Very soon after Columbus, he was exploring the North American coast. He believed he had found a new route to Asia. He is credited with the discovery of parts of modern-day Canada. Anybody know who this is? He's got kind of bad hair. Needs a hairstylist. He didn't have the same one I had today. My wife is very good with the hair. No, and it's interesting. He has a very English name, but he was actually born in Italy. But he moved to England, and he sailed for England. How about, does this ring a bell? John Cabot. John Cabot, does that ring a bell? Yeah. Cabot's successful voyage laid the groundwork for later English claims in North America. All right. Next up, I think you know this guy. Pretty sure you'll get this. He was born in New Zealand. He served as a navigator in the Royal New Zealand Air Force during World War II. I didn't know there was such a thing. He climbed many of the tallest peaks in the Himalayas. He reached the summit of Mount Everest in 1953. There you go. There's the clue. Yes, you are correct, Rob. What is the full answer? He was the first confirmed climber to reach the summit of Mount Everest with Tenzing Norgay. That was his Sherpa. Or, no, that was his partner. Yeah. Yes, Sir Edmund Hillary Stewart. You are correct. Sir Edmund Hillary. Very good. He's number 4 on our list. Not bad. There he is. A splitting image. There he is. All right, we're down to the top 3 world explorers. And this guy definitely was one of the top. And we're going all the way back to 1350 when this guy made his major explorations. He was a Moroccan explorer and scholar. He began his travels with a pilgrimage to Mecca. He traveled through Africa, the Middle East, Central Asia, and China. His journeys lasted over 30 years and covered about 75,000 miles. That's what he's most known for, 75,000 miles. His travel accounts were compiled in the Rila, a famous work of world travel literature. So this guy really laid the groundwork for the expansion, the later expansion of the whole Muslim empire, right? Abu Nadal is that's in the ballpark, Doctor. I'm gonna give you partial credit for that. So it's kind of out in right field, but it's in the ballpark. His name was Ibn Battuta. B-A-T-T-U-T-A. Ibn, I-B-N. Ibn Battuta. There he is, the big Muslim explorer. Top 2. Let's go. This gentleman was an Anglo-Irish explorer known for his Antarctic expeditions. He joined Robert Fulton Scott's Discovery expedition. His ship, he's most famous for his ship, named the Endurance, that was trapped and crushed by ice. He led a miraculous rescue mission across hundreds of miles of ice and sea. His leadership skills during extreme adversity made him a legendary explorer. Correct. So Doctor, you had it first, and then Stuart had the full answer. Ernest Shackleton. There you go. Despite failing to reach the South Pole, Shackleton's story of survival is one of the greatest feats of endurance in exploration history. Thus, he makes our list at number 2. So, who does that leave for number 1? I don't know. I just don't know who could be number 1. Number 1 with a bullet. He was born in Genoa, Italy. He believed he could reach Asia by sailing westward across the Atlantic Ocean. He made 4 voyages to the New World. His 1492 voyage was sponsored by King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain. He is credited with the opening up the Americas to European exploration. Correct. Everybody seems to know. This is Mr. Christopher Columbus. Columbo. Although Columbus never realized he had discovered a new continent, his voyages changed the course of history and led to the European colonization of the Americas. So yeah, he kind of got the ball rolling. Was his whole thing, right? Christopher Columbus got the ball rolling for the Spanish. Although he was born in Italy, lived in Portugal. There you go. We made it! All right. So I'm going to give you a second chance to back out of the second bonus round. But I'm ready to do it. I need 2 thumbs up to continue. The next bonus round would be 20 infamous American gangsters. Top 20 infamous American gangsters. So let me know if you want to do it. And if you do, I'll keep it going. Rhombus is in. Anybody else? Oh, everybody's in. Dr. Stewart. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. All right. I sure hope you know the rules by now. Robots paint, you guess. And I try to trick you with some crazy clues along the way. Now, this is the 20 infamous American gangsters countdown. And I'm going to tell you, some of these are a little more obscure than you might think, like this first one. This gentleman was nicknamed the Killer for his violent reputation. He ran speakeasies and nightclubs in New York City during Prohibition. He controlled the infamous Cotton Club, a hub for jazz and organized crime. He was a key figure in the bootlegging operations. And here's the kicker. He retired to Arkansas, where he lived a quiet life until his death, which I didn't think gangsters were allowed to do that. I thought that was... It's not Bugsy Malone. So, this guy's known as the Killer. He ran the Cotton Club. Cotton Club guy. And he was a bootlegger in New York City. And what else? Retired to Arkansas. This guy's name was Oni Madden. Oni Madden. That sound familiar at all? Doesn't to me. All right, let's go on. Excuse me. All right, a New York gangster known for his ruthlessness. They're all ruthless. This gentleman made a fortune in bootlegging and numbers racketing. His paranoia led him to bury a treasure that has never been found. This is the buried treasure guy. He ignored orders from the commission, stealing his fate. He ignored orders. He died after being ambushed at a restaurant, reportedly hallucinating on his deathbed. I don't get it. Anybody know who this is? The name's familiar on this one, but it's just a little obscure still. This is Dutch Schultz. Dutch Schultz. Does that sound familiar at all? Schultz's famous last words were a nonsensical monologue that has intrigued historians. I guess he was hallucinating on his deathbed. There you go. Dutch Schultz. He buried a treasure somewhere that nobody ever found. There you go. All right, here's another mobster. This gentleman was known as the Prime Minister of the Underworld. He rose to power by succeeding Lucky Luciano. So this is the guy that took over for Lucky. He focused on political corruption and gambling instead of violence. He did survive an assassination attempt in 1957. That's a long time. That's late. He eventually retired. Another one that retired after a long, controversial career. Yeah, no kidding. No, not Lansky. So this is kind of interesting. This guy's life inspired the character of Vito Corleone in The Godfather. This is the inspiration for Vito. Anybody know who that was? Prime Minister of the Underground. That's probably the prime. Who was the Prime Minister? Is your Google ask. It's not Lansky. Hang on to Lansky though. This is Mr. Frank Costello. That's not familiar at all. Frank Costello. Costello's life inspired the character of Vito Corleone in The Godfather. There you go. All right, now you might get this one. You might not. This gentleman led the Chicago North Side Gang during Prohibition. It's a Chicago guy during Prohibition. He's a bitter rival of Al Capone. So who was Al Capone's bitter rival? And this is the guy that was targeted in the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. He lost power after most of his gang was wiped out in the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. He's known for his sharp dress and quick temper. Aren't they all? Sharp dress and quick temper. He did die in prison after a conviction for bank robbery. This guy's a familiar name. Not Gambino, not Abanon, not Gambino. So you might kick yourself, although you might not. This guy is Mr. Bugs Moran. Bugs Moran. That sounds familiar, right? Bugs Moran. He's the guy that was Al Capone's main rival. Moran coined the term "only Capone kills like that" after the massacre. There you go. All right, now I've seen this answer on the board, so you might get this one. This is the mob's accountant, a financial mastermind. He played a major role in developing the organized crime syndicates. He expanded operations into Cuba before Castro's takeover. He avoided serious jail time despite decades of illegal activities. That's cool. His personal wealth, he probably paid off all the politicians, right? His personal wealth has been a source of speculation for years. Yes, correct. We have the right answer on the board, Doctor. Very good. Very good. The mob's accountant, Mayor Lansky, but he's not the mayor. It's Meyer is his first name, Mayor Lansky. Lansky was instrumental in creating the National Crime Syndicate. I don't know if that sounds familiar, but he created it. There you go. Lansky. Well, so Christopher is guessing ahead. He's like the mighty Kruskin. The mighty Kruskin. Known for his fondness of his Thompson machine gun, this gentleman is famous for kidnapping oil tycoon Charles Urschel. His wife reportedly pushed him into a life of crime. Oh, his wife caused the whole thing. He caught and sentenced to life in Alcatraz. He was caught and sentenced to life in Alcatraz. He became a model prisoner after his criminal career ended. Yes, of course. Christopher was ahead of the game. How did he do that? I don't know how he did that. This isn't indeed Machine Gun Kelly. The term G-Man became popular after Kelly's dramatic surrender to the FBI. G-Man. Oh, I don't know how you do that ahead of time. But anyway, maybe that's the only mobster he knew. There he is, Machine Gun Kelly, of course. All right, let's see you do the next one. This is a lady. She is the matriarch of the infamous Barker Carps gang. That's a pretty good clip. She allegedly orchestrated robberies and kidnappings with her sons. Historians dispute the extent of her criminal involvement. She was killed in a shootout with the FBI at her hideout. Sounds like she was involved. She was at least involved to that extent. She became a symbol of the gangster mother myth. Yeah, there you go. You guys got it. Very good. Dr. Stewart. This is her. This is Ma Barker. J. Edgar Hoover exaggerated her role to sensationalize FBI operations. There you go. Also to cover for shooting her, killing her. I don't know. Is there a song about her? That's cool. There's a song about gangsters. There's quite a few songs about gangsters. Yeah. I think you've heard of this guy too, so you might get this one. Let's go. Depression-era bank robber celebrated as Robin Hood figure. He robbed banks while destroying mortgage papers to help debt-ridden farmers. So he'd go in and steal money, but he'd also destroy all the mortgages. Nice. He's nicknamed Pretty Boy for his dapper appearance. He died in a shootout with a law enforcement in Ohio. He was accused falsely of involvement in the Kansas City massacre. There you go. This is not Rasputin. But I did see the right answer up there. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Who's got it first? I don't know. Rhombus, Dr. Stewart's got the full answer. Pretty Boy Floyd. Floyd's legend lives on in Woody Guthrie's song Pretty Boy Floyd. So there was a song. Anybody remember that song? I do not. I cannot hum a few bars for you. I know you deeply saddened by that. So I don't know. This guy's kind of obscure. Good luck. He's known as the brain for his strategic genius. This is the guy who fixed the 1919 World Series in the famous Black Sox scandal. So this is the guy that paid off the players to throw the World Series. That's cool. He played a key role in building New York's bootlegging empire. And he was gunned down over a gambling debt. His death marked the end of an era for the old school crime bosses. Anybody have any clue who fixed the 1919 World Series? Anybody know? That'd be the thing to Google, right? Who fixed the 1919 World Series? It is Mr. Arnold Rothstein. Arnold Rothstein. Rothstein's mentored many future gangsters, including Lucky Luciano. This is the guy that trained Lucky. There you go. Hey, Rob, take it easy, man. Thanks for hanging in so long. This almost qualifies as a marathon. Am I right? Or am I right? Known for his youthful appearance and violent tendencies, this guy partnered with John Dillinger on a series of bank robberies. He's responsible for the deaths of more FBI agents than any other criminal. Well, that's something. He died in a shootout with law enforcement, killing 2 agents before succumbing. His nickname belied his ruthlessness and brutal nature. So, this guy has a nickname. And that's what he's most famous for. This is something Nelson. Something Nelson. Something Nelson's real name is Lester Joseph Gillis. But he earned his moniker from his... Yes, Stuart. Very good. Babyface Nelson. Yes, he earned his moniker from his baby-like face. I don't know, it's kind of an ugly baby. All right, you might know this one now. We're going to do we're on the last 10. Last 10 of the evening. Here we go. Now, you might know this one. This gentleman controlled Atlantic City during Prohibition, making it a haven for illegal activities. He's known for his political influence and charm. He inspired the character Nukie Thompson in Boardwalk Empire. So this is the real Nukie Thompson. Anybody know what the real Nukie Thompson's name was? Convicted of tax evasion in the 1940s, ending his reign. He did continue to live in Atlantic City after his release from prison. Nukie Thompson in Boardwalk Empire. What was the person's real name? Who is that character based on? Yeah. You got it. But what was his last name? It wasn't Thompson, but it was close. And yeah, his life included a luxurious suite at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, just like in the show. And yeah, Enoch Nuki Johnson. Johnson, not Thompson. So there you go. Learn something every day. Quick Bite History Live. There you go. All right, number 9. This gentleman is known as the enforcer for Al Capone's Chicago outfit. He took over the outfit after Capone went to Alcatraz. He's known for his quiet demeanor, but brutal efficiency. He avoided jail time by using his connections to intimidate witnesses. Good. A staple of a good mobster. He committed suicide to avoid facing a prison sentence for extortion. There you go. Well, I don't know if anybody knows this guy. His leadership solidified the Chicago's outfit's dominance in organized crime. So this guy's name was Frank Nitti. Doesn't sound familiar, does it? Frank Nitti. Nitty's leadership solidified Chicago's outfit's dominance in organized crime. There you go, Frank. Yeah, Frank something. Very good. Yeah, there's a few of these that are a little more obscure, but you know, if you pay attention, you're going to know your mobsters in the future. But nobody pays attention. We're going to have a quiz next week on this. We're gonna re-quiz it next week. This gentleman is a lawyer turned bootlegger who became one of the richest men in the Prohibition era. He ran a massive whiskey empire, earning millions annually. Cool. This is the guy who inspired the character Jay Gatsby in F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. Really? This is the inspiration for Jay Gatsby. He shot and killed his wife during a bitter divorce. Sounds like a bad guy. Saul Goodman. No, not Saul. But you know, close. This is the inspiration for Jay Gatsby. So Google that real quick. Who's the inspiration for Jay Gatsby and F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby? So the name sounds a little familiar. This is George Remus. George Remus. That sound familiar at all? Remus threw lavish parties, often gifting expensive items to guests, much like Gatsby. There you go. George Remus. Number 7. Number 7. The Gentle Dawn, who led the Philadelphia crime family, preferred negotiation over violence in settling disputes. His leadership brought relative peace to the Philly underworld. Philadelphia guy. Philadelphia mob. He was assassinated by rivals, marking the end of his peaceful era. His death caused chaos and infighting among Philadelphia's mobsters. All right, who knows the Philadelphia mob? Anybody? This is the Gentle Dawn. That ought to be enough. The Gentle Dawn Philadelphia mob. No, nobody knows. This is Angelo Bruno. Angelo Bruno. Bruno's car was used as the site of his murder, a grim symbol of mob betrayal. All right. Well, so because this is so hard, this category is so hard for us, the robots decided to sneak in a repeat. So we've already had this guy. So see if you can remember the clues. This guy's nicknamed the mob's accountant for his financial expertise. He played a major role in the development of Las Vegas and Cuban gambling. He helped establish the National Crime Syndicate. Remember that? He avoided prison despite being heavily involved in organized crime, so he paid off all the politicians. Very good, Doctor. Doctor's paid attention. The clues were slightly different, actually. He retired to Miami, where he lived out his final years. I don't know why the robots did him twice. It must have been a big deal. Despite his wealth, Mayor Lansky claimed to die nearly penniless, though rumors suggested otherwise. There you go. It is a different picture of it. So there's that. I don't know why they had a repeat, but that's okay. That made it a little easier. All right, so we have 5 more, and all these names are more familiar. So let's see if we can get a streak going. Let's see if we can get a streak going. Oh, I'm sorry, but I lost my clues. I'm trying to find my clues back. Hang on one second, and we'll be back in gear. All right, here we go. So I think you know this guy. He's the visionary behind the development of modern Las Vegas. He built the Flamingo Hotel. His lavish spending and mob ties led to his assassination. He was shot in his Beverly Hills home, marking a dramatic end to his life. It looks like Bob Hope, but this is the guy behind Las Vegas. So close, Doctor. It is a Bugsy. It is a Bugsy, but it's a different Bugsy. And so there've been movies that include this guy, right? His dream of Las Vegas as a gambling mecca became a reality after his death. Flamingo Hotel. Bugsy Siegel. Bugsy Siegel. Oh, there you go, Stuart. Stuart had it. Very good. Very good. Okay. Number 4. So, you know, it's tough when your computer suddenly closes your clues. It makes it harder. But I found them. And I reopened them. The computer said, "This is a long enough game. Stop." All right, this guy's really famous. Considered the father of modern organized crime, he created the commission to oversee the mafia. He partnered with other crime families to establish a nationwide syndicate. He was deported to Italy after serving time in prison. He continued to wield influence from abroad until his death. So this was like the first guy to put the whole country together under one organized crime. And we've heard his name tonight. I think we know who this is. This is one of the top 4 mobsters on our list. And I think you should know this one. So there. Such a cool picture, too. This is Lucky Luciano. This is Lucky. This is the guy. This is the main guy. Luciano's leadership style emphasized cooperation, which transformed the mafia. Lucky Luciano. There he is. All right. I think you know these guys. This is America's most infamous criminal couple during the Great Depression. They robbed banks and small businesses, often glamorized by the media. They lived on the run, frequently evading law enforcement. Their deaths in a police ambush became one of the most famous events in crime history. Very good. I told you they got easy towards the end here. I thought you would have got Lucky Luciano. I really did. Oh, their bullet-riddled car became a macabre attraction for crime enthusiasts. So I don't know, is it the real one? They've got that in one of those casinos at the state line of Nevada and California. I don't know if it's the real one or not. I've seen it, if it's the real one. I've touched it. I don't know if it's the real one. There they are, Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde. Ren and Stimpy, there you go. We got two left. We have two mobsters left. So who are top two mobsters? This gentleman was America's most notorious bank robber during the 1930s. He's known for his daring escapes from jail and police ambushes. He was declared public enemy #1 by the FBI. And he was shot and killed outside the Biograph Theater in Chicago. You are correct, Doctor. The Doctor. His death marked the decline of the Public Enemies era. Yeah, John Dillinger. You guys got that one. Very good. And it's a great likeness. Like the robots are hitting on all cylinders on these mobsters. They all look a little bit the same, but you know, they're mobsters. They're wearing the hats, the suits, smoking cigars. It all makes sense. Dillinger's charismatic personality made him a folk hero to many during the Great Depression. There he is, John Dillinger. Folk hero and dead mobster. And so who's number one? I think we all know who number one is. Chicago's most infamous gangster during the Prohibition era. He made millions through bootlegging, gambling, and racketeering. He's the one who ordered the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, solidifying his reputation for brutality. He was convicted of tax evasion and spent time in Alcatraz. They're very good. Alfonso Capone. Very good. Promise. Doctor. Standing. I think Standing had it first. Standing had it because he knew that was coming up next. He died of complications from syphilis after his release from prison. Bummer. Bummer, dude. Capone's public image as a Robin Hood figure belied his ruthless criminal activities. Al Capone. There you go. Well, those were a little harder. They were a little more obscure than you would have thought, right? About 50-50. 50% weren't too bad. 50% were pretty hard. Well, oh my goodness. That was a long evening. Who has to get up and work tomorrow? Oh, anyway. Yeah. We did them both. We did. I was concerned when I came up with the idea to have you choose that we'd end up doing both. So there you go. The cylinders under the pyramids. Yeah, so I don't know how we research that because it's really a technology issue, right? We got to get. Seems to me there needs to be a independent verification of the data before we put too much stock in that. I mean, if it's true, it changes everything, right? Hey, Standing, we're glad you're here. Glad you're here. Was that your first time here, or have you been here before? Or do you just have a new name and you're actually somebody else? Is that your sock account? Sock puppet account? Oh, yeah, that was a lengthy 2,500 feet. I know, I know. It sounds too weird to be true. You know, I I believe in lots of conspiracy theories for sure. Um, but I'm a little skeptical. But if we can get in another testing thing to come up with the same data, I don't know what this technology is either. Do you understand the technology? I'm not sure I understand how they suddenly have this new technology that can see this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's not lidar. They were doing using something else beyond lidar. Like lidar is really cool, but has certain limitations. And supposedly this stuff, whatever they were using, didn't have the same limitations. But if they have that available, it seems like wouldn't mining companies and stuff be using this stuff? Maybe they are. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm a little skeptical, but if it's true, it changes everything, right? Changes everything. Well, cool. Glad you were here for the first time and come back anytime. We do it at least once a week. We always do Sundays and sometimes we do Wednesdays. And as of this moment, I think we'll probably do this next Wednesday and you may not know until Tuesday whether we're doing Wednesday, but I'll let you know. We most likely will be. And if not, we'll definitely be back next Sunday. So glad you were here. Anyway, guys, it's been a long one. Have a great week ahead. Have a great week ahead. Hey, thank you for subscribing. I break these up into smaller pieces. You can watch different ones on replay. If you haven't seen all the old ones, you can go back and see some of the old ones. We were kind of referencing some old ones. So go back and see them. And of course, all the lives are available in replay. So you can always do that. And yeah, well, I'm glad to do it. Had fun. Had fun for sure. I've lost my voice. So we had that going for us. All right, guys. Have a good week. I'm going to put my intro on and say goodnight.